Hi guys, welcome back to our video. So in this video, the main objective is to reline out the dash. As you can see, the dash lines are missing, I guess, because the previous owner actually repairs the LCD without the line. Okay, what we have done, we also reroute the voltmeter. It was at the brake reservoir area, quite irritating, so we do this, and then probably we have to find a way to reposition the RU later on, maybe somewhere here or whatnot, instead of on the handlebar without the bracket. And we also have tidy up the wire a little bit and then label them accordingly, so next time when we work on it, we know which is which. And we also went for some screw shopping. Of course, you cannot get the identical one, but we got what we need. FYI, the screws are quite expensive, especially the bigger one or the unique one. First off, we need to remove the dash in order to bring it back. Seems like this 4-volt is not the only thing that is holding this cover. Probably we have to disassemble out the whole speedometer to check it out. We remove these 3 bolts and then unplug this port. Basically, here comes the speedometer. So total, you have to remove this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more bolts in order to open up the cover. So once you open up the back cover, basically there's a little clip here which is connected to the traction control button. So we need to unclip this in order to take this PCB out. And just gently pull it up, and then you can remove this from the cover. So this is what we want to paste on. Okay, so after some effort we got the sticker in. So basically it's just this nail tape, 1mm thick, and then scissors, and then slowly we trace out the outline and it does the trick. So since there are some white spot or faded spot on the dash cover, so might as well just repainted it. Okay, after taping up the area that we don't want it to paint, and then we clean it with a rubbing alcohol. So now we are ready to paint it black. So what we did here, basically we took out all the bolt from the disc, we soak it into vinegar overnight, so to let the rust loose out, and then we brush them off. And then we coat a layer of rust converter, and then finally we let it dry for a day, and then we put it back in. So when you put it back, remember to apply some Loctite. So we gotten back our handlebar from powder coating and looks good, but we haven't unwrapped it and then check it out. So we also have installed back the windshield and some of the smaller parts. So we unwrap it, and clearly we can see that powder coating and painting, the quality is so much more different. As you can check out the video above that we painted our handlebar the last time round, it's not so durable. This one is more scratch resistant. Color doesn't chip off so easily as compared to paint. First off, we need to put in some hand sanitizer so we can put in the hand grip. Okay, then we insert it back to the clamp. Okay, then we put back the throttle cable. Okay, so we loosely tighten the handlebar so it's in place, and then we will lock out the item back to its pinhole, and it should be done. So one side done, we will move on to the next side. The left side is also done up. But before we lock in all the setting, it's best that you sit on it and then try out the reach and sort everything out before you tighten all the bolts. So this is the IU. We will put it back to the left hand side for the time being. Eventually we will place somewhere here on top of the meter, and then we gotta black out the IU as well, so it looks more invisible. We got some new mirrors from the other MT models. As you can see, it's sharper compared to the older one, which is round, because the older one, the stem has already corroded. So right now what we need to do is just to plug it in. So we forgotten to put the handguard mount under the mirror stem, so we gotta redo the process with this insert in. Okay, because we don't know which is left and which is right, so what we do now is we just install the handguard in loosely. And now we can attach it in and then to match to identify which is the left and which is the right. Once the handlebar set control is done, so we now are putting back the side panels. On this side of the panel, which is the electrical side, okay, where all your electrical is, the fastener is actually a quick release one. Okay, it's not your standard Allen. So as we highlight earlier, this side of the panel, which is the radiator panel, there's 3 fasteners missing. So we'll use cable tie to tie them up. Only left these 2 screws. So we bought the replacement U-clip and also the screw. While waiting, we'll just use this as a temporary setup. Okay, there's a grommet here and there's a grommet somewhere here, so ensure it's fitted in. Then after that, we can start putting in all the bolts. Forgetting the 2 plastic rivet here, you need to fasten them back in as well. So lastly, we cable tie up all the loose control onto the handlebar, something like that. Okay, done. So the control are done with the mirrors.
Okay, so this is a skid plate, and basically you see a lot of double-sided tape residue. Earlier this was a stick with a layer of foam with all this double-sided tape. So as time goes by, the foam becomes flaky. As you can see, it becomes a thick layer of biscuit, so we remove it. So right now it has this double-sided tape residue all over. We already removed it out of them earlier on. How do you remove all this adhesive? Basically, you can use oil. We use WD-40, but it's expensive. So the cheaper alternative is actually using vinegar. We use a microfiber towel and then dab it in. Okay, and then we just soak the adhesive with the vinegar. After letting the vinegar soak for a while, all you need to do is just rub, and the adhesive residue should drop out.
Alright, so we went for a test ride and check out if everything is okay. So we found out some of the issue, like some bolt wasn't tightened, and also we redo up the controls. We basically readjust the control by pushing it backward a little bit with the throttle cable running on the back of the mirror instead of the front. Then we also relocate the IU to here instead of the bracket here. And then of course we tidy up the wire a little bit. That's about it. So right now we gotta install back the skid plate. Okay, with the skid plate we did some little modification. So instead of like the previous owner do a whole layer of foam tape over, so what we did, we cut out some rubber pads and then just to paste them on strategic points so it doesn't rattle if the whole thing vibrates and hit on the skid plate. So we insert all the bolt in. So now it's about time to tighten it. Okay, so this is the last bolt and we are done. Alright guys, thank you for watching this video. Hope to see you on the next one. Bye bye.